Right now, as you watch this, a clock is ticking down for thousands of species across the planet. We are living through what scientists call the sixth mass extinction, a period where species are vanishing at up to 1,000 times the natural background rate. We all know the famous names of the lost: the dodo, the Tasmanian tiger, the woolly mammoth. They have already crossed the finish line into history. But in the shadowed corners of our modern world, a handful of creatures are standing at the absolute edge of the cliff. For them, extinction isn't a distant threat for the next century. It is a reality that could play out over the next few years. To understand which animal is likely to vanish next, we have to look past the large, famous animals like pandas and rhinos, and look at the fragile, specialized survivors trapped in rapidly shrinking pockets of the earth. If you want to know which mammal is closest to the edge, you have to look into the northern waters of the Gulf of California. There you might find the vaquita. The vaquita is the world's smallest and most endangered marine mammal. It is a tiny, beautiful porpoise, barely 5 feet long, known for the dark, ring-like patches around its eyes that make it look like an underwater panda. The vaquita didn't drop in numbers because of climate change or habitat destruction. Their downfall is entirely accidental. They share their waters with a large fish called the totoaba, which is heavily poached for its swim bladder. Illegal fishermen flood the Gulf with gill nets, invisible plastic mesh walls designed to catch the fish. The vaquita swim into these nets, become entangled, and because they are mammals that need to surface for air, they drown in the dark. As of right now, scientists estimate that fewer than a dozen vaquitas are left alive on the entire planet. Biologists have tried desperately to save them. They launched high-tech captive breeding programs, but the vaquitas are so highly sensitive to stress that caught individuals immediately suffered from fatal shock. We cannot keep them in captivity, and we struggle to protect them in the wild. They are running on borrowed time. On land, the race against the clock is just as brutal. While the African elephant and the Bengal tiger get the majority of conservation funding, the Javan Rhinoceros is quietly slipping away. For millions of years, these majestic single-horned giants roamed across the dense rainforests of Southeast Asia. Today, they have been completely eradicated from the mainland. The entire global population is trapped in a single national park on the westernmost tip of the island of Java, Indonesia. There are roughly 70 to 80 Javan rhinos left. Because they are all confined to one geographic location, their vulnerability is extreme. They aren't just fighting poachers, they are fighting biology. If a single disease or a devastating tsunami hits that specific Indonesian peninsula, the entire species could be wiped out in a single afternoon. They are trapped in a genetic bottleneck, waiting for a single bad day to end their lineage forever. But when scientists look at the data, the next creature to officially be declared extinct might not be a mammal at all. It will likely be an insect. Consider Franklin's bumblebee. This insect has one of the smallest geographical distributions of any bumblebee in the world, native only to a tiny region between southern Oregon and northern California. They play a crucial biological role, acting as the primary pollinators for local wildflowers. But due to commercial bee diseases introduced by managed colonies and habitat fragmentation, their numbers plummeted in the early 2000s. The last time a human saw a confirmed Franklin's bumblebee in the wild was in 2006. By international standards, a species cannot be declared officially extinct until exhaustive multi-decade searches have been completed. We are right on the horizon of that timeline. The next major announcement from conservation authorities regarding an official extinction will likely belong to this tiny, forgotten pollinator. We tend to look at extinction as a slow, natural fading out, a quiet sunset on a species. But evolution shows us that extinction is usually a sudden, violent closing of a door. When a population drops below a certain threshold, a phenomenon called the Allee Effect takes over. The remaining individuals become so isolated that they can no longer find mates, genetic diversity collapses, and the species enters a death spiral that cannot be reversed. We are watching this exact math play out in real time. Whether it is the last dozen vaquitas navigating the gill nets, or the final pool of Javan rhinos clinging to an island, the next animal to go extinct won't be a failure of nature. It will be a testament to a world that changed too fast for its inhabitants to keep up.